Now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
Yeah, you heard it before. You've heard it before. They've said this to you, right? Yeah, you're never going to make it. You're never going to amount to much. Yeah, you'll get lucky if everything goes your way. Who are you? Where are all the naysayers now, my friends? Where are they all now? You know, how many times in your life has somebody told you what you can't do? And when they told you can't do it and you don't have what it takes, did that inspire you? Well, if you're like me, I'm like, okay. I smile and say, okay, yeah, let's go. We'll prove it. I remember the first time I had one career, I was working for a company and I met my new boss. He was a sales manager, and he said, I came up one day, he said, you're a punk, you're a loser. You're never going to amount to anything. You don't even belong here. And this was my new boss. And I'm thinking, okay, this isn't cool. And but I didn't say anything. I looked at him and said, sir, I have a lot to prove. I really do. I have a lot to prove. You're right about me having a lot to prove, and I look forward to proving it. And so I wasn't going to get angry that he was basically telling me who I wasn't. But in the back of my head, I'm one of those guys who said, okay, I'll have your job within a year. And ironically, guess what happened, my friends? I did take his job in a year. You know, because negative people who rain on other people's parades are not going to make it far in this world. Anybody can be a critic. I've shared this with you. Dale Carnegie said, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. That's principle number one from How to Win Friends and Influence People. And when you criticize other people, what are you really doing it for? Because some people say, well, I'm doing it to feel better about myself, and I want to make myself feel more important, so I criticize other people. I say, okay, well, how long does that joy last? Well, it feels pretty good. For what? 2 seconds? 5 seconds? 10 seconds? Can you carry it more than 5 minutes? How about an hour? Does it really last? Is it really, or is it just a fleeting moment where, ooh, you got them good. You told them who they are. Yeah. Where does that go? So really, I've thought about this a lot because I hear a lot of people criticizing other people, and I hear a lot of other people saying what they can't do. And those naysayers, they don't stick around. They don't make it. They don't hold out over the long haul. They're the ones who fall off to the side. And I tell you something else. I want you to think about your deathbed right now. I want you to think, I know, Phil, this is morbid. Why are you saying this to me? Because I need to put things in perspective for you, my friends. You need to think about it. You're on your deathbed and you're lying there. Who's going to be in that room? Who's going to be in there supporting you and saying, you know what, thank you for having been in my life? And if you've ever been in that moment, I should be able to describe it. I'll describe my moment, okay? So there I was with my dad. I'm in a room. It's end of life, and I'm holding his hand. And my sister's on the other side of the bed holding his other hand. And my dad is there, and he's end of life. And if you ever experienced that before, it is such a realistic moment. And you hear the death gurgle. And if you have never heard of the death gurgle, I know the people in healthcare profession that are listening know exactly what that sounds like. And it's eerie. And you listen to it, and all kinds of thoughts run through your head in that moment. But what you don't think about is the negativity in that moment. You don't think about, what wasn't right about this person. What you're thinking about this person, this moment, is what did they do and how did they affect me? And you wish them the best as they move over to the afterlife. So I want you to think about that moment when you're there. Who's going to be with you in the room? And what are they going to be saying? And what will they be feeling? And what will they be thinking about you? And I hope it's only the good things and it's the positive things that you did for them. But they know it begins right now. I'm sharing with you. Don't criticize other people. Do not rain on other people's parades. Do not squash enthusiasm. Do not do it. Yeah, but. No, yeah, buts. Yeah, buts are a waste of time. Do yourself a favor. Lead a healthier life. Feel better about yourself. Do not squash people's enthusiasm. Doesn't mean you don't coach them. Doesn't mean you don't say, hey, that's looking pretty cool. And how about this? Yeah, you can say that. That's simple coaching, and that's nice. But don't you dare put somebody down and say they're not going to amount to something or they're not doing it right because they're not good enough. Don't ever be that person, because that person is going to be sad. They're going to be depressed, and you owe it to yourself to feel better. You owe it to yourself to have a healthier life, and you deserve to be appreciated for the difference you made in other people's lives. But you know why, my friends? Because you didn't squash a person's enthusiasm. Instead, you supported them, you encouraged them, and in your presence, they grew as a human being. You got this. Now go make it happen, my friends.